Jump from Vela, and there it is! Well, you always remember your first.
Glad you could join us. I am Max Predos, my +1 here on YouTube TV. Mariano Trujillo, former Mexican international MLS player as well in Liga MX. Let's get to the starting 11, Mariano, for tonight's matchup, beginning with the home team. 3 changes for the team that beat Seattle on Wednesday.
Yeah, especially Lennon playing as a fullback. Kyle Beckerman, veteran, experience right there in the middle of the field, will be pairing up with Everton Luis. Bear, Savarino, Rusnak, and Krylak will be the offensive side of this Real Salt Lake team. A couple of tactical changes with a formation of 4-2-3-1. That let us know that they're a little bit worried about LAFC.
Yeah, they played a little bit more offensive in their lineup in the victory against Seattle, but here is LAFC. And the good news for Bob Bradley, a consistent group, just the one change as Walker Zimmerman returns from suspension.
And that's really hard to accomplish, Max. Just having the same guys playing the same style of football on the pitch, it's not easy to accomplish. Same starting 11, Walker Zimmerman playing in the center back with Segura, Harvey, Beitashour. The fullbacks, Carlitos Vela, Diomande, and Diego Rossi will be the 3 guys playing up front. Atuesta will be the holding midfielder, the anchor in the middle of the field.
We are ready to go. LAFC and Real Salt Lake have really developed a nice rivalry in these 2 years. LAFC, only 1 loss to Real Salt Lake.
In the stand, there are currently 250 LAFC supporters here tonight. Some flew, while others drove, making some stops in Vegas, and some did a little camping in Zion. I spoke to some RSL season ticket holders, and they shared with me that this has been the most opposing supporters they've seen from any other team this year. Guys?
Thank you, Javrina.
Wow.
I've made that drive. I once drove to Aspen. And you do go by Las Vegas. And if you go through Las Vegas, you probably have to stop.
Probably.
Then all the way to St. George, Utah, and you can probably shoot upwards to Salt Lake City. Beautiful drive. If you've ever done it, you can't beat it. You will not be bored. So much to look at. Make sure you do it in the daytime hours.
Yes.
There is Freddy Juarez, the new man in charge of Real Salt Lake. Again, going through the academy. Former player in his day. A very smooth transition in a very sticky parting of ways with Mike Petke as we go to a quarter of an hour. But Freddy Juarez, according to the owner of Real Salt Lake, was the smooth and obvious choice. So we'll talk about the style that he likes mirrors what Mike Petke had. Good news for Real Salt Lake in a couple cases. Some players are benefiting under the watch of Freddy Juarez, and Corey Baird at the top of that list. This is Vela. RSL doing well to track back. Almost given away. It actually was in part Rossi able to claim it here. Cross on the ground. It's there for Dio. The save from Raimondo. Second bite. Dio. Second save from Raimondo. Maybe lost a fingernail on that second one. Still got it.
Still got it. What an amazing save by Nick Raimondo. Nice ball play to the penalty spot. Diomande does the right thing. I think there's a contact with Diomande from, I think it's Unuoha. But Nick Raimondo with nice reflexes in 2 situations.
I think it would have been an own goal if that second one had gone in, but it's water under the bridge. We go on. LAFC's best chance of the game. Latif, last man in defense. Hear the chants of Nick Raimondo from those that wear RSL colors. Eddie Segura, one of 3 players to have logged over 2,000 minutes for LAFC heading into this game. The others, Carlos Vela and Diego Rossi. Brooks Lennon. As we pass the quarter of an hour mark, an important benchmark. LAFC have been very good scoring goals in the first 15 minutes and in the last 15 minutes of the season. As we see the chance for Dio. That was a weird second hop. LAFC have scored 9 goals between minute 0 and 15 and 13 between minute 76 and the end of the game. None here, though, against RSL in that opening stanza. Savarino. Atuesta. Patiently waits, and it paid off. Good first touch from Mark-Anthony Kaye. Vela makes his run. Numbers here for LAFC. Rossi flicks. It's the ball in the pinball machine here. Onuoha finally able to clear. It's going to be a foul on Zimmerman.
I'm not sure that was a foul.
I don't think Zimmerman thinks either.
Yeah, and it was a yellow card. Not because of the foul. Obviously, because he kept talking to Baldomero Toledo. That's what he needs to do. He needs to be tight. He needs to be close. Here's the replay. I don't think that was a foul.
No, that arm on the back is bad optics.
Kraluk sold that, and Baldomero Toledo bought it.
Kraluk's like, we're done. I got what I wanted. So Zimmerman just came back from a suspension after accumulations of yellow. Now he's picked up his first on his way to potentially another one. So that happened very quickly. Rusnak. Savarino. Gets hemmed in, gets out. Lennon. Savarino behind the back line. Full stretch Zimmerman. Still can't clear it. Lennon. Finally. Now Rossi looks to stretch out his legs. Real Salt Lake not letting him out.
Good pressure by Real Salt Lake.
Now maybe LAFC can catch them. End-to-end, Dio the fulcrum here. All the way through. Dio at the edge of the 18. Off the post. Rossi. Oh. Corner kick.
Oh my God, that was insane. After a couple of situations on Tyler Miller's goal, here comes Dio with a solo run. Just sending the ball to the post. Nick Rimando walking forward to close the space and to close the angle, and then Diego Rossi in an uncomfortable situation. He controls the ball, he traps that rebound right there with the left foot, but he's not in a good position to finish it. He goes above the crossbar. A warning call for RSL.
After they were locked out at the other end for a good 90 seconds, LAFC almost score on what you would call a sucker punch. Hats off to Dio for running like a bull near post. Latif tried to keep it in. Heads collide. Rusnak is down. That one goes over the top.
A great run by Dio. Great footwork. Great control of the ball. Attacking the space in front of him. And in the 1v1 situation, here's a replay. He's the last part of the play with the left foot. He wasn't in the best position. The defenders were closing in. He just finished it, but not with the right accuracy.
Actually, we've seen that on a couple occasions where he went right through an RSL defender. That time he went through a guy, and that opened up the scoring opportunity. Rossi goes into the teeth of the defense, almost spat out the other end. Atuesta. Kaye towards goal. Lennon has him. Atuesta, quick touch. Harvey combines. Atuesta back to Jordan Harvey. Does he get back-to-back games? Wide open for Latif Blessing. Dio off the line. Now it's getting crazy.
Is that a penalty kick?
It hit Lennon on the line. LAFC are now protesting. He's saying it went off his stomach. And it looks like they're awarding a penalty kick. Baldomero Toledo standing at the spot. We will clear it all out.
Crazy play. I don't know if it's here. Nice cut by Latif Blessing. Having the calmness and the awareness of what's happening around him. I don't know if it's on Nick Rimando when he kicks Latif Blessing after he made that pass to Diomande.
Didn't look like a handball, and it was Herrera it went off of.
Let's see. Yeah, it looks like a handball. I don't know. It's a tough call. They're checking with the video review to make sure.
How many soccer games have you watched this weekend?
Oh, don't get me started. A lot, a lot.
How many have you seen a VAR decision?
Yes, a
loom
lot.
large.
A lot of those.
And they're going to review all of these.
Yeah,
is that the play now?
That might be a penalty kick. Then Nick Rimando right foot.
Well, look at.
Keep an eye on after Latif Blessing cuts and he makes the pass. Nick Rimando's right leg keeps going and makes contact with Latif Blessing as well. So I don't know.
Could they be reviewing 2 plays? And, well, you don't, if you anywhere decent at reading lips, you have an idea of what's being said here.
Yeah, not having a friendly conversation. Mark Anthony Kaye and Kyle Beckerman.
And we talked about this in Real Salt Lake, as we talked about point, counterpoint, about getting calls. Real Salt Lake probably saying LAFC and Carlos Vela get these calls. And there goes Baldomero Toledo on his way to review this, which would not really speak well of LAFC's chances if he's taking another look.
Well, I think...
And it looks like they're reviewing the handball. So if we get it, we're over his shoulders. So that's the call that they're looking at.
I think there's contact with the hand, but I think the initial contact is in the chest.
He's short look from Toledo. I think they reverse it.
Yeah, I think it's not going to be a penalty kick if that's a play they're reviewing.
Well, a lot more face time for referees. Yeah, Baldomero Toledo deserves it. He's been around since 2004.
That's true.
No, it looks like it's going to stand.
Whoa, and he's reaching. Okay, don't scare me.
They play the drama.
No penalty kick, yes. I think that was a right call.
I hate to be right, but I had a feeling.
But it's going to be a red card.
Oh.
To who?
Well, the plot thickens. Who? Is it Beckerman?
I don't know. That's a weird one because if...
No, it's Aaron Herrera. Oh, they took the red card. They had a red card. We didn't see that. They're taking that off the table as well because it would have been viewed as an intentional handball. So nothing to see here. Carry on as you were.
And so far in this first half, I think things are working well for the home team. Not letting LAFC find their rhythm, finding their flow in the middle of the field. And as we mentioned before, making this a choppy game for them.
Diagonal ball from Vela. Beitashour gets on the end of it. There's Ramondo. Both Harvey and Segura were looking to tap it in. Zimmerman, full head of steam. Dio, Beitashour, Zimmerman! Vela! Foul behind Carlos Vela. It was Mark Anthony Kaye. His legs got tangled up with Albert Rusnak. And they led Kaye too far. Trouble here below. Beckerman. Severino controls it in front.
I just want to wait because I don't know if they
put the flag up at the very last moment.
And if they didn't, that was a great play by Tyler Miller. Yes, that was an offside by Severino. Barely, but it was an offside. A nice Tyler Miller stepping up, closing the gap, closing the space down to make it harder.
All right, so LAFC almost popped back in front there again. Krylak, Severino! Oh, he whipped that in. Put a little spin on that ball. And there will be a corner kick to follow. There will be 3 additional minutes to be played.
Not offside. Zimmerman was in a position that kept Severino onside. Nice finish by number 7. He kicks the ball with the outside of the right foot. That's why the ball was spinning towards the first post. Nice reaction by Tyler Miller.
Good Venezuelan players in Major League Soccer. Venezolanos, obviously, led by Joseph Martinez. Severino on that top line. It's a nice header there by Eddie Segura with Krylak right behind him.
Bob, still a scoreless first half. What are your assessments of the first half?
For 40 minutes, I thought we were pretty good. The last 5 minutes, I didn't like a few things. We weren't finding the right passes. We ended up with some long balls, and that led to some transitions. We just got to keep playing our football, be a little sharper around the box.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Twisted with the free kick. Here's Blessing. No secret to the game plan. Beckerman and Everton Luis and whoever can to squeeze Vela out of the game. It hasn't been one for the time capsule for Carlos Vela.
Oh,
Walker Zimmerman's going to be sent off here. He has picked up his second yellow. Remember, the first one was for verbal abuse of Baldomero Toledo, but it is 10-man LAFC.
And I think he's well-deserved, Max. Not needed. Latif Blessing was already chasing Real Salt Lake player. Big touch, into space, no need. You have to be focused. You have to stay connected. There's no need. That's a yellow card. That's a yellow card. If you play by the book, that's a yellow card. Those are the little details that make the difference. As a player, you have to be aware of the situations, of the circumstances that you are playing with. He had a previous yellow card, then you have to let that one go. Tough situation, tough picture for LAFC in this second half.
The issue here is that is a yellow card, is to avoid that first yellow card. And now Zimmerman has put himself in a predicament, and he'll face another suspension. But for the now of the game, they have to play with 10.
Yeah, and I think now Beitashour is going to play as a center back, and Latif Blessing is going to fit into that.
Tuestas looks like he's dropping back too, to kind of be a hybrid, if you will. He's kind of close to the midfield and help fill a gap or two if they need him.
Now, this is when you, as coach, have to make decisions. So should I make a substitution and stay compact and go and try to get 1 point on the road, which is not bad? Or I'm a little bit more aggressive and I can fit a 4-3-2 and still have some presence up front.
Here's Aaron Herrera. Now this changes Real Salt Lake. How do they approach as Tristan Blackman is up on the sideline? So he's going to come in and someone will be, again, for lack of a better word, sacrificed. We'll find out exactly who. As Bob Bradley thought about it, he goes, I need a back four.
And probably will be one of the players up front. I don't think you want Carlos Vela to step out of this game. Even though he hasn't been very active in the first half, he can create something out of nothing. So I think he will.
Drama here to see who it's going to be.
Well, it will be the Rossi or Dio. Oh, it's Beitashour. Well, interesting. And we were talking about that, Max. You know,
so
as a coach, making decisions. So you take your right back, you will fit Latif Blessing in that position. Blackman will play as a center back, and then you keep your three guys on top. This is an aggressive move by Bob Bradley, sending the message that, hey, I'm here to win.
Yeah,
I'm not happy
I
with
don't need
1 point.
a back four. I can go with the back three. LAFC not finding their goal-scoring touch. They've been scoring goals for fun. Their last 7 games, they have scored 27 goals, but nothing here thus far. Just past the hour mark. That's a huge play by Blackman because Baird was through and he looked onside. Okay, LAFC have labored here, down a man. Blessing. A couple desperate defensive plays pay off, but you can't live that way. Here's Dio. Vela off the shoulder. Gets it from Dio. In the 18, dragged down. It has to be. It is. Penalty. Penal. Against the flow of play, Mariano.
If it's a penalty kick, should be a red card because that's a clear opportunity to score. Nice movement, smart movement, clever movement.
And a chance for history to be made. It is the drag down there, a man who did get a red card earlier for what was viewed as a handball off the line.
I think that's a clear penalty kick.
It was actually Brooks Lennon who dragged down the play. And Nick Romano, what a nice moment there, having a conversation with Carlos Vela. Let's get to the history and we'll get to the particulars as Brooks Lennon walking off the field. And it's actually Aaron Herrera. Pardon me for getting those two confused. It's Aaron Herrera who did get a red card. It went off his chest earlier.
Clever move by Carlos Vela. You know, putting his body in between the ball and the defender.
And there's the red card. He gets a red. He's got 2 red cards today. One was pulled away. All right, it's 10 on 10, so how quickly things have changed. Now, here is the history we are talking about. Coming into this game, Carlos Vela with 38 points, combined goals and assists. That tied Sebastian Giovinco for the single-season record. A goal or an assist means the record is all his. And here's his chance, 63rd minute for goal number 24. Vela, the run-up, and the finish. Historia. Carlitos Vela, goal 24 with 15 assists, the best record for combined goal assists in MLS history, and it's all his.
Here again, the replay. Smart and clever move by Carlos Vela, knowing that the defender was running from behind, creating that space to get the penalty kick, and now the execution. World-class execution by Carlos Vela, inside of the right foot, putting the ball up in the corner. Even if Nick Rimando would have guessed that one, it would have been impossible for him to get a piece of the ball. The ball kissed the back of the net, and LAFC, one man down, is winning.
And there it is, we can confirm it, 39 is the magic number. There has never been a player to finish first in goals and assists at season's end. Right now, Carlos Vela could do that also. He's putting the goals out of reach, even though Joseph Martinez is hot on his heels. 65th minute now, Real Salt Lake. You wonder if it was too late to make a change, as they'll put the ball back in play with much more with what we have just seen. Let's check in with Javrina.
Thanks, Max. I just wanted to let you know that right after Carlos Vela scored, the supporters section just went crazy and started to scream MVP, MVP, very well deserved. And also, I stand corrected, there's actually 350 LAFC supporters here tonight. Guys, back to you.
You know, we could float those numbers, Javrina. We could just call it an even 400 because it sounds like 500, to be frank. You hear them setting the soundtrack for this game. Carlos Vela, he's going to break a lot of records. That's a big one. Sebastian Giovinco, not many thought he could do that when he had 22 goals and 16 assists. He did that in 33 games. Carlos Vela has done 24 goals and 15 assists in 24 games.
That's an impressive number.
Lee Wynn's going to come in for Diego Rossi. That'll be the second substitution here. Rossi's usually acclimated to get 85, 90 minutes a game. He'll step out here in minute 68.
But again, these substitution tells you how, as we can see, how Lee Wynn was receiving instructions from the assistant coach, how Bob Bradley knows his team. It is the right move under my eyes, because now you're winning. Now you need a guy able to hold the ball a little bit more, to control the tempo of the game, to control the possession of the ball. Diego Rossi gives you pace going forward, but Lee Wynn gives you a more tactical perspective. Once you clinch that playoff position, will come into the table. Why? Because you need something to keep this team motivated. We were at the facilities, and you can see that in the players and the coaching staff. I was talking with Mike Sorber and Ante Rasov, and they were giving me that message. We want to win everything, so it doesn't matter if we clinch that playoff spot. There's still a lot of things that we can accomplish.
Well, they got help from Montreal. FC Dallas just getting a point. Mark Anthony Kay was asked about that. He says, if it happens, once it happens, we'll pat ourselves overall in the back, but that's the minimum. Back to work. Lee Wynn to Dio. Facing goal. Dio! Yes! 82nd minute. He kept prying at the doorstep. Ride the Tiger. You can see his stripes, but you know he's clean. 2-0 LAFC.
In the last two games at home, RSL was conceding only one game. Well, now that have allowed two games, it is game over. Nice finish by Dio. Excellent play
He
by Lee
deserved
Win. This is a goal that Dio finished it, but the play is by Lee Win. Smart enough, yes, thank you for that, because he deserves credit. He commits, he attacks the space in front of him, creating a 2v1 situation, making the defenders unbalanced and hesitant on stepping up or dropping, and that opens the space for Dio that finishes very well.
8th goal of the season. He has been a regular contributor. He has a couple goals in U.S. Open Cup play. He scored one here against Real Salt Lake in that 3rd round game. Dio's having a conversation now with the sideline.
And I think he was touching his
maybe
right
he says,
leg.
I can't go.
Yes, Danilo was ready to go in, but I think after Diomande had some communication with the coaching staff, they might change the name.
Well, that's big time if you can't go anymore. But right before he scored a goal, he's wide open. He has a shot at number 2. Here comes Carlos Vela. Dio controls, plays it back. Lee Win gave him the assist the last time, and now Dio looking to return the favor and almost pulled it off.
What a save by Nick Rimando. It was perfection. Carlos Vela, aware of what's happening on the other side of the field. It was a tough ball by Dio. He controlled the ball. Nice cut. He knows he cannot finish that ball. Great first touch by Lee Win. And again, nice finish, curving that one away from Nick Rimando. But Nick Rimando is an amazing goalkeeper, and we saw that.
Yeah. This is Atuesta. Good to see he's feeling better after taking that knock. Goals from Carlos Vela and Adama Diomande, both in the 2nd half. In a game where LAFC saw their first red card of the season. Down a man, they found the response, and then got the red card against Real Salt Lake. And that is that. History made tonight. Carlos Vela stands alone at the top for most goals and assists combined in the season. LAFC here in the middle of August have clinched a playoff spot. And with this victory, they claim their 8th road win, a record for the club with the all-time record of 10 within their sights.
So, Dio, in the first half, you had 2 chances that didn't convert. You didn't find the back of the net. But in the second half, you found your first goal. Now, tell me, how are you able to stay persistent?
No, I think when I came in, I was harsh on myself. And I told my teammates I need to do better. I had a lot of transition game, and I wanted to put it in the goal. And I tried to find some difficult passes sometimes, but I came in from the halftime, and I was hungry for more, and I just kept going. And we got the PK and we got the red card, so I got my goal, and Lee gave him a great pass and a fantastic victory away.
And talk to me about the celebration. I know you just mentioned staying hungry. Yeah. Marc-Anthony Kaye has mentioned that he also likes to stay hungry. Yeah. Today we saw a different type of a celebration, not the drinking of the tea this time, but we saw a huddle. What was that about?
Oh, just having fun with my teammates, and I can see the teammates on the bench too, who's always want to come in and just have fun with them when I'm coming towards to the warm-up, and just have fun and celebrate.
You guys are always looking like you're having so much fun. How do you make it seem so easy both on and off the field?
No, we're getting along off and on the field, and we just keep motivating each other. We have a lot of young guys there, and I'm one of the oldest there, and I just want to have a good impact for the young guys and give my everything on the pitch and off the pitch.
And Dio, tonight was a night that you guys broke records on records on records, one of them being 8 straight away wins. How meaningful is that to you guys?
No, I don't care so much about the records. I want that MLS Cup. That's always in my mind, and we did good. We went out straight in the playoff last time, and I'm hungry for more, and I want the MLS Cup, and the records can be there in history, but I want more. I want more.
For Max Bretos, for Mariano Trujillo, for Javina Catalina out in Salt Lake City, and for our producer Bernard Worrell and the rest of the YouTube TV crew, I am Mark Rogandino. Make sure you join us for our coverage throughout the rest of the run. It's been historic, and it's going to continue on YouTube TV.